Want to do banded squats but don't have band pegs? I'm going to show you how to set it up. Alright guys, when I posted this video for banded leg press, I had a comment and someone said, hey, how would you set up bands for a squat if you don't have band pegs and you don't have room to slip knot underneath the rack? How would you set that up? And that's a great question. So there are two ways to do it. I'm going to show you one, my favorite, and then two, another way we could also do it if you didn't want to double band it the way I'm about to show you. So all you need is 200-pound dumbbells. Today we're going to use a yoke bar, but this can be any bar honestly you want. It could be a straight bar, it can be a buffalo bar, spider bar, you name it. So let's get at it. All right guys, so look at the setup here. Dumbbell flat on the ground, and then I have a plate, a 25-pound plate wedged so that dumbbell doesn't roll on us, right? Because that would be terrible if it was unracked with plates on it. So double the band under here, there, and then all we'll do now is hook this around the end of the bar. Now this way is harder than what I'm going to show next with the orange band, because it's going to keep tension on a majority of the time. Will it let off at the bottom? Yes. But this is going to be a ton more tension doubling it under that dumbbell handle like I just showed you. So let's show you some reps. All right guys, if you're alone and don't have a partner to put his hand in the middle of your back, you have to really brace the abs and low back here when you're unracking it and stepping back. Because what I want to think about is I want to step back to where my shoulder is directly over this band. So I'm not going to pull it way out of the rack. I'm just going to barely step out of it. So be really careful if you're by yourself. It's going to feel like it's going to jerk you back towards that wall. So really brace, and you'll see how I'll unrack this with a staggered stance. So here, underneath, and then we're up, and then I'm right into place. Look at that alignment where the band is going to go straight up and down. I'm not too far back, I'm not too far forward. So now with these, control down, you really got to keep your abs tight. Think about someone punching you in the gut. Here, control, 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 up against the band. Control, up against the band. One more. Control, explode up. And then now with rack, I just like to fall into it. So I'm here and down. With no weight, the force generation there, just with those red bands, is incredible. So if you want to work on increasing your power output with squats, highly recommend this. Now you're going to say, Chris, what do I do before, what do I do after, blah, blah, right? So before this, do a shitload of leg curls, adductor, then come directly here to the squat and just pyramid up in weight until you lose explosiveness. All right, so this is actually more band, but easier, and I'm going to tell you why. So all I'm going to do is slip knot this around the dumbbell handle. So loop it around, put it through the hole, tighten it down. And I'm going to loop around the bar. So you can see where that has tension, right? When I unrack it, I'm going to come up probably another 2 to 3 inches. And then step back into place, having the most tension at the top. When I go to the bottom of this rep, the band will lose every bit of tension and completely deload the band, and I'm just going to be squatting what's on the bar. So if you just want to work out on the top third, I actually prefer this setup with the slip knot, where with the red bands, I'm getting added tension throughout, the least in the bottom, but I'm still getting more tension added to the bar at all times. So let me hook up the other side and show you a couple reps. All right, still brace on this. It's not going to be nearly as bad as the double under band, but still brace, because you don't want to fall on the floor. So I actually go double leg on this, step up, 1, 2, watch this. I'm going to pause in the hole so you can see where this band loses tension. See how that's completely off? No tension, nothing but with the bar. And then I come up, bam, and it catches. As you can tell, I've done a few of those. John used to have me do those every other week on my pump days, and occasionally on my heavy days, alternating back and forth between just the bar, chains, bands. It was killer. I credit a lot of my early leg growth with him to adding chains and bands and these techniques where I'm exploding against load. So there you have it, guys, how to set up a banded squat if your power rack doesn't have band pegs at your gym and you can't loop it underneath the bottom. Because, well, get him to step back and I'll show you what I mean. I've been at gyms where the rack, I can actually slide a band under there pretty easily. With this, there's not enough space. I have to lift the whole rack up, which is just cumbersome. So I'd rather drag the dumbbell over here and just slip knot it or double it over. So if your rack doesn't have space underneath of it like this one, just simply double it over a dumbbell and you're good to go. If you like this video, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Grow those quads, and this is a great way to do it. Until next time, Christmas TV.